Chapter 360, Mid-Stage of the Heaven Realm. This chapter is updated by Novels.pl. Is it? Zhang Yuochen certainly did not believe Zhang Tanggai's words. However, he did not want to kill Zhang Tanggai right now. He continued, "Tell me, who killed my mother, concubine Lin?" Zhang Tanggai shook his head. He said, "Concubine Lin is not dead." What? Zhang Yuochen grabbed Zhang Tanggai's clothes, lifting him up. He said, "You'd better not lie to me. Otherwise, I won't let you die quickly." Zhang Tanggai immediately replied, "Ninth brother, concubine Lin really is alive. She was saved by someone. Who? I don't know. I just know that it is a killer of the Hades department, a killer who is very good at using a sword." Zhang Tanggai said. He did not lie to Zhang Yuochen and tried his best to answer Zhang Yuochen's questions. He did not want to irritate Zhang Yuochen. As long as Zhang Yuochen's heart softened slightly, maybe his life could be spared. In the future, when he recovered, he would certainly have a chance to stage a comeback. At that time, it would not be too late to slowly deal with Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen lightly loosened his hands. He showed a contemplative expression and guessed that perhaps it was Li who saved his mother. In the Hades department, only Ziqian and Li were acquaintances of Zhang Yuochen. When the incident happened in the palace, Ziqian was still at Tongming River. It could not have possibly been her. It should be Li. Knowing that his mother was not dead, Zhang Yuochen's mood was much better. He stared at Zhang Tanggai again. "Ninth brother, I was wrong. It was my fault. Please spare my life. After all, we are blood brothers." Zhang Tanggai stared at Zhang Yuochen with beseeching eyes. He showed a very pitiful look while shedding tears. At present, as long as he could survive, even if he was asked to crawl under Zhang Yuochen's legs, he would do it right away, much less being asked to admit his mistake. A real man could take temporary setbacks. That was what Zhang Tanggai thought. Unfortunately, Zhang Yuochen was no longer a simple youth anymore. Over the past 3 years, he had seen all the fickleness of human nature. He knew better now that the martial world was a cruel world. Most of the time, there were only 2 endings, either your death or mine. Since my mother is still alive, I won't be hard on you. I will give you a quick way to die now. Zhang Yuochen's eyes were very sharp. He raised his arm and hit out the magic breaking needle, which was turned into a flying light and stabbed into Zhang Tanggai's glabella. "No, Zhang Yuochen, you can't kill me." The magic breaking needle carried a wisp of blue genuine qi. It pierced through Zhang Tanggai's qi very quickly. With a bang, Zhang Tanggai's qi exploded. A frantic gush of genuine qi flowed out of his qi and rushed into meridians inside Zhang Tanggai's body. A moment later, Zhang Tanggai's meridians were all broken and he died. His body gradually turned cold and his breath stopped. Outwardly, there was no wound on him. It was like he was sleeping. "It's finally over." Zhang Yuochen gave a long sigh. He felt very complicated and returned to where he was standing before. He continued to practice. Spending 3 days and 2 nights, Zhang Yuochen finally gathered 100 drops of vital essence and he started to break into the mid-stage of the Heaven Realm. There was no bottleneck for a warrior to reach the mid-stage of the Heaven Realm from the initial stage of the Heaven Realm. As long as he could gather 100 drops of vital essence, 99% of warriors could easily reach the mid-stage of the Heaven Realm. It certainly was a piece of cake for Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen broke through the realm in only 2 hours. He had officially reached the mid-stage of the Heaven Realm. When a warrior reached the Heaven Realm, the strength of the martial soul would be increased as he broke through another realm. When Zhang Yuochen was breaking through to the mid-stage of the Heaven Realm, he could feel that his martial soul was increased again. PHHT. The genuine qi inside his body kept infusing into his muscles, bones, internal organs, and meridians, nourishing his body and refining his martial soul. His entire body seemed to be sublimated. However, there were still 100 drops of vital essence in his qi. Since I have the Dragon Pearl, it is easy for me to reach the mid-stage of the Heaven Realm. But it will be much harder to reach the advanced stage of the Heaven Realm. As long as he got 100 drops of vital essence, he could reach the mid-stage of the heaven realm. However, he must have 10,000 drops of vital essence before he could reach the advanced stage of the heaven realm. The amount of vital essence was increased 100 times. Even if Zhang Yuochen reached the mid-stage of the heaven realm right now and doubled his speed of absorbing the divine dragon strength, it would still take 5 months for him to get 10,000 drops of vital essence. Moreover, he could only do it by secluding himself. The higher one's martial cultivation was, the harder it was to increase it. Of course, Zhang Yuochen had the time and space spinal and had 3 times more time than others. If he secluded himself for refining, he could reach the advanced stage of the heaven realm within 2 months. In the last 3 days, Hu Qinai did not come to the secret room. Maybe in his opinion, Zhang Yuochen, whose meridians and qi were sealed, could not do anything, so he did not bother himself to pay attention to him. As for Zhang Tangai, Hu Qinai did not care about his life at all. In the past few days, Hu Qinai had visited Yanwu City to ask for news every day. It was not until the 4th day that Hu Qinai finally got some news which shocked the entire martial world of Omen Ridge. Zhang Yuochen defeated the young master of the Black Market Excellence Hall, Di Yi. He dug out Di Yi's demon's heart. Although Hu Qinai had heard from Zhang Yuochen long ago and he was prepared for it, he was still very shocked when he heard it for himself. After a long time, he revealed an ecstatic expression. Zhang Yuochen could defeat Di Yi, who had a saintly being and demon's heart, as both of them were in the same realm. It proved that the ancient cave, which grew the body fruit, was an amazing place. If he could get some treasures from it, maybe he could reach the realm of half-saint in the future. At present, Zhang Yuochen was a giant treasure house, and he controlled the treasure house. How could he not be happy? Hu Qinai instantly returned to the secret room. He wanted Zhang Yuochen to take him to look for the ancient cave right now. He could not wait anymore. However, Hu Qinai did not know that Zhang Yuochen had already broken the seal and he had been waiting for him in the secret room for a long time. Hu Qinai put his palm on the surface of the stone gate of the secret room, turning off the array. With rumbling, the stone gate was slowly lifted up, exposing Zhang Yuochen, who was sitting in the secret room with his legs crossed. Zhang Yuochen, you are powerful. You actually killed Di Yi. Ha ha. For Omen Ridge to be able to produce such a blessed talent like you, I am actually rather reluctant to kill you. Hu Qinai spared a glance at the corner, setting his eyes on Zhang Tangai. He discovered that Zhang Tangai had already died. He seemed to have expected this and showed no surprise. On the contrary, he smiled and said, since Zhang Tangai has already died, should you not bring me to the ancient cave right now? Zhang Yuochen opened his eyes and stood up. He said lightly, it seems that the news from Tongming River has been passed to Yanwu City. All right, let's go now. Somehow, when Zhang Yuochen stood up, Hu Qinai had a sense of danger. Why was Zhang Yuochen so calm and so indifferent? It was not good. In just an instant, Hu Qinai pushed out with his legs and charged out from the left. Swoosh! A 3-meter space crack split open on the right side of Hu Qinai. It had a powerful sucking force and it pulled Hu Qinai toward the crack. Zhang Tangai's dead body was sucked over in a flash. Before it entered the space crack, it was torn into pieces and only a skeleton was left. What is this kind of martial technique? Hu Qinai clenched his teeth and regulated his genuine qi all over his body. His feet sank down, and the ground was broken into pieces. His body below the knees sank down into the ground. It was like his whole body was fixed there in order to hold back the power of space crack. Zhang Yuochen decisively struck out. He unleashed both of his hands at the same time and hit Hu Qinai's chest. Bam! Hu Qinai flew back and crashed into a stone wall, sending cracks spidering across it. In the middle of the lines, there was a giant and deep human-shaped pit. Hu Qinai was stuck inside the pit. With a swooshing sound, Zhang Yuochen rushed to the front of the stone wall. Both his hands kept striking out handprints and they struck on Hu Qinai's chest. Bang! Bang! Zhang Yuochen's hands quickly struck out. A series of handprints were the only things that could be seen. In the space of a breath, Zhang Yuochen struck out more than 70 palms. All of them hit Hu Qinai, pushing Hu Qinai 2 meters deep into the stone wall. It seemed that he was buried in it. Young man, you're looking for death. Hu Qinai roared fiercely and clenched his 5 fingers together. The genuine chi gushing out of the 10,000 pores in his body was like water waves. Boom! The power, which could be owned only by warriors in the fish dragon realm, exploded from his body and turned into a powerful chi billow. It shocked Zhang Yuochen and made him move backward. "You are still alive?" Zhang Yuochen steadied himself. He stared at the giant pit on the stone wall. He took out the Abyss Ancient Sword and controlled it by sword comprehension to strike into the giant dark pit. Bam! Swoosh! Hu Qinai walked out from the giant deep pit and kept striking out fist technique, sending the Abyss Ancient Sword flying out. Zhang Yuochen's heavy hitting had badly injured Hu Qinai. There was blood on his chest which was almost collapsed. Unfortunately, Hu Qinai's cultivation was too high, so he could bear Zhang Yuochen's more than 70 palms and could actually walk out of the pit. Only warriors in the fish dragon realm could do it. Hu Qinai was dejected and depressed. His face, his body and his legs were all covered with blood, and with his thin old face, he was like a ferocious ghost crawling out of the underground. "Oh woo!" Hu Qinai roared loudly and leapt toward Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen immediately released his martial soul, regulating the heaven and earth spiritual chi. It gathered into a 3-meter giant genuine chi handprint. His 5 fingers were like columns and the handprint on his palm could be seen clearly. Bam! Hu Qinai was hit and flew backward again. His body hit the stone wall and shook the entire secret room. "Have you already reached the mid-stage of the heaven realm?" Hu Qinai said surprisingly. "How did Zhang Yuochen break through into the realm so quickly?" Zhang Yuochen stood grandly opposite Hu Qinai while emitting a shining blue spiritual chi. His entire demeanor had changed like a sharp sword out of its sheath. There was no need to say more. Hu Qinai knew that he had fallen into Zhang Yuochen's plot to gain more time. Previously, Zhang Yuochen had deliberately shown his weakness mainly to stall for time and break through into the realm.